Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new storyline card to review today on our main account, and it is going to be the Tello card. So this was one of the 3 cards for level 15. We already did the review for the Korean dude from the Bundesliga, so be sure to go check out that video if you guys haven't already. But with Tello's card, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at someone that is 5'11 with high work rates, right-footed, 3-star skill moves with a 3-star weak foot. In regards to his player traits, he doesn't have anything. Attributes in game, he's got 89 acceleration with 88 sprint speed, which is good for base card stats. He's got 80 attacking positioning with 66 finishing and 71 for shot power. So the chemistry style that I decided to go with for a card like this was going to be the Gladiator chemistry style. Why? Because his pace is already quite nice. His pace being at 89 acceleration, 88 sprint speed is obviously very helpful because I do think that you need to boost the defense and the shooting as much as possible without having any hindrance on the card, right? So the fact that his pace is the way that it is with the Gladiator chemistry style is really nice because you could take a look here. His dribbling stats are still quite decent for a player that's going to be playing in the center mid position, right? But the fact that he has this pace, we now have 81 finishing, 81 shot power, while having the defensive stats be like this too, I think is really nice. I don't necessarily see this card being drastically used in the CDM position, for say. However, I do see him being used in a 4-3-3 setup, especially in Japes' 4-3-3. So we're going to be checking that out here in a bit in game. He actually might offer a very good defensive presence. We could try him out in the CDM position, but like I said, because of the base characteristics that he has, he does look like he would make a really good center mid, right? Passing on the card for base card stats are pretty good. 87 short passing with 80 long passing. 77 curve is pretty decent. 74 composure is pretty low. The thing about having an 82 rated card like this is that it's actually incredibly helpful to have for objectives, right? So if I actually had this card for the objective that I was doing earlier today, he actually would have been very helpful because they do like the 77 rated managerial, but we don't know what EA is going to do in the future in regards to specific ratings. So it's always nice to have cards like this, right? His dribbling is something that we're going to be testing out in game because of the fact that he is a 5'11 player. Body type is average over here according to Footbin, so we're going to see what that's like in game. But 91 agility with 75 balance, 81 reactions, 85 ball control with 85 dribbling is quite decent. His base card stats for defense isn't great, which is why I wanted to improve it as much as possible, like we did over here, right? So the chemistry style will boost it as much as we possibly can. We'll see if it actually helps out his base characteristics. And then last but not least, we do have a physical presence with this card as well, with 92 stamina and 88 strength. So we'll be using him on our Serie A team for fun, right? We got some cool variables to work with because even if I do want to use him as a CDM in the future for my Serie A team, I could just use Tonali's card on the left side because of the 4-star weak foot, while having this guy on the right side who could be a balanced work rated player in the midfield or a player that could also be on stay back while attacking cover center. So the biggest formation I want to try out this card in is going to be Japes' 4-3-3. So we're going to try him out like so. So we're going to have him in the Correa's going to be left center mid. Deo Lefeo will have over here on the left side. And then Deo Lefeo will have over here on the right side. And then Rabiot will have over here. And then Teo. Something's wrong over here. Oh, it's Rabiot. Rabiot is a CDM. If I can actually switch there. Am I going to switch there? There we go. Rabiot in the CDM position. And then Perisic, we're going to be up top with him. And then Correa will play as a center mid as well. So we have 2 defensive attacking oriented players in Rabiot and Teo that can be defensive oriented, but more attacking oriented between Correa and Teo, right? So the tactics is going to be like this. Press after possession loss, 4 and 10. Balance, 4 and 7. 2. Instructions on this team will be stay back while attacking for these guys. Actually, just for him, we'll have no, both of them have to be on stay back, unfortunately, because it's not really the type of team for it. Man mark, stay back, cover center. False 9 for the striker, and then cut inside, get in behind for both of the wingers. So let's get into a game and see how he plays. Okay, so this guy is actually going to line up with 3 midfielders. Okay, 3 midfielders should actually be a pretty good test against this team. Yeah, his dribbling's not actually that bad. You definitely feel the balance part of the card, for sure. Yeah, you definitely feel the balance part. High work rates, he is actually aggressive on the attack, so you can actually see that he does aggressively push into those areas there. Skill moves are not going to come off too fast with a card like this. So I do strictly see him being used in the CDM position, center mid position as well. He's a concept player in the center mid position, I would say. Nothing too special about the card. He has this like dribbling thing about him that kind of like throws me off. I think it's his balance for sure. That area I wish he was more aggressive, to be honest. There we go. That's the aggressiveness I want to see. That's the aggressiveness I want to see. High work rates. He actually does push into that position as we build up the play. Nice. That's literally how I envision this card being usable in this game for sure. Might actually score that now. Yep, super aggressive there as well. Moves into the empty space really well. Pass. First time strike. Oh, he went for a side foot right there. The pass itself wasn't that great. That's why it's good to have a player in the striker position that actually has decent passing stats so that you can actually consistently hit those. The shielding in this game, man, I just honestly I don't really get it. This happens like so often, honestly. Like you just get ahead of the player, you shield, and then your player just doesn't know the difference between, hey, I have possession of the ball, and then just, I don't know, it's just weird. It happens so often too, man. It's crazy. It's very frustrating, man. First time pass. He does well right there. When I actually aggressively pushed there with De La Feo, he actually started to utilize the top position as well, so very, very noticeable there. Yeah, he's mostly a center mid type of guy for sure. I mean, you can use him as a CDM, but it's definitely going to be mostly ideal to use him up top in the center mid position for sure. There we go. Nice little finish there with Perisic. Utilizing that wing position. We'll take that opportunity. Oh, a little bit of a defensive presence right there, applying the pressure, but we don't get through with that. Yeah, he's pretty aggressive, actually. High work rates definitely makes a lot of sense for this card. He moves into the space whenever he sees it, for sure. Yeah, he still has that emphasis thing about him, though. Like I said, he's definitely usable in the center mid position for sure, but that balance part on the card is what I'm noticing the most, I think. It's that, like, emphasis part that he puts on the card that I'm not really fond of. Honestly, dudes, he doesn't really feel like he offers, like, a crazy defensive presence, so what I would actually say is probably just to give him an engine chemistry style, but then at the end of the day, you wouldn't be boosting his shooting as much as possible, so I still think that the Gladiator would make the most sense for sure. Yeah, you probably have to use a lot of strafe dribbling with him for it to be a little bit more responsive. Angled run. There we go. Shoot it near post. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, dudes, you can use him as a CDM on balance instructions while you have someone next to him who's on stay back while attacking cover center. However, I do think that this card is a center mid, mostly. Just because of the high work rates, the fact that he actually attacks the open space really well, all those types of things, you know? All right, guys, so final verdict on this Tello card. So let's talk about a few things here. So I do think you should stick with the Gladiator chemistry style, regardless of the fact that he doesn't feel that crazy defensively. Reason being for this is because his base card stats aren't really that up there. So even if you were to give him the chemistry style, it's just not a base characteristic of his to be defensive oriented. However, this card is actually pretty fun to use in the game. There's only one variable that throws me off a little bit with this card, and that is sometimes that initial dribble that he has like this emphasis on it. It could be the composure being at 74, but I really think it's the balance in combination with his 5'11 height and average body type that really causes that initial emphasis. But as a center mid, he is incredibly usable, and with the Gladiator chemistry style boosting the shooting as much as possible like this, as well as defensive stats, I think is the most ideal situation for a card like this. So he's still incredibly usable, dudes. It's an 82 rated player to have in my Serie A team for fun, so it doesn't really bother me that much, especially since he's Colombian. There's a couple of things you can work with in regards to that in the future as well. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this review. I will catch you guys for the next one. Just remember, dudes, that this card is not really that defensive oriented. So as a CDM, I would recommend him on balance instead of stay back while attacking cover center, although you could totally play him on that as well, and he'll be able to defend for you sometimes, but don't expect too much for him defensively. It's mostly in that center mid position where he's definitely going to show his capabilities the most. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.